5,000 years ago, along the fertile banks of the Indus River, a civilization was born, not of kings and pharaohs, but of builders, traders, and innovators. This was the Indus Valley Civilization, a sprawling urban society that stretched across what is now Pakistan and northwest India. Here, in cities like Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa, life thrived with an order and sophistication unmatched by its contemporaries. Imagine walking these streets, wide, straight, and meticulously planned on a grid system. Beneath your feet, an advanced drainage network, the world's first known urban sanitation system, kept the city clean. Houses, built from uniform baked bricks, rose several stories high, centered around private courtyards. Life was organized, prosperous, and remarkably peaceful. There are no grand palaces for kings, no monumental temples for gods, and very few weapons of war. Instead, we find evidence of a society focused on commerce and craftsmanship. In bustling markets, artisans worked with incredible skill. They shaped carnelian into exquisite beads. It's carved intricate seals with a unique and still undeciphered script, and produced elegant pottery. Down at the docks, goods were loaded onto boats, ready to travel the vast river networks. Their trade reached as far as Mesopotamia, connecting this great civilization to the wider ancient world. For nearly 1,000 years they flourished, a beacon of urban living in the Bronze Age. And then, silence. Around 1900 BC, the vibrancy began to fade. The great cities started to empty. The once bustling streets grew quiet. The sophisticated infrastructure fell into disrepair. The Indus Valley Civilization, one of the three great cradles of civilization, began its slow, inexorable decline. But why? What could bring such a well-organized and widespread culture to its knees? For decades, the answer was a profound mystery, buried under layers of earth and time. Early theories suggested a dramatic, violent Indon invasion by nomadic tribes. But archaeological evidence tells a different story. There's no sign of widespread warfare or a sudden conquest. The cities weren't sacked and burned. They were simply abandoned, slowly, over generations. The truth, it seems, is far more complex and perhaps more relevant to our world today. The primary culprit appears to be nature itself, climate change. Evidence gathered from lake sediments, ice cores, and riverbeds points to a significant shift in the climate. The reliable summer monsoons, which had watered the fields and fed the rivers for centuries, began to weaken and become erratic. This had a devastating effect on their agriculture, the very foundation of their society. At the same time, the lifeblood of the civilization, the rivers themselves, began to betray them. The mighty Ghaggar-Hakra River, which many scholars believe was the mythical Sarasvati River, started to dry up as its water sources were diverted by tectonic shifts. The Indus River, prone to catastrophic floods, may have changed its course, leaving major cities stranded far from its banks. Imagine a city built on water, slowly dying of thirst. The environmental stress was immense. As agriculture faltered and rivers shifted, the intricate trade networks that connected the Indus cities to each other and to distant lands like Mesopotamia began to break down, without a surplus of goods to trade and with internal routes disrupted. The economic glue that held the civilization together dissolved. The urban model, once their greatest strength, became unsustainable. This wasn't a sudden collapse, but a gradual unraveling. People began to leave the great urban centers, moving to smaller, more rural settlements in the east and south, adapting to a new, less predictable world. Standardized weights, the unique script. The planned cities, all the hallmarks of their unified culture, slowly faded from use. So we are left not with a dramatic battlefield, but with the quiet, haunting ruins of a people who battled nature and over centuries lost. They didn't fall to an enemy's sword. They were weathered away by a changing world. The story of the Indus Valley Civilization is a sobering reminder that even the most advanced societies are fragile, dependent on the delicate balance of the environment that sustains them. One of the world's greatest civilizations didn't fall overnight. It faded away. Thanks for watching. If you're fascinated by the mysteries of the ancient world, be sure to subscribe for more journeys into the past.